There's definitely some good creative storytelling when it comes to using the monsters from the monster universe: Dracula, the werewolf, Wolfman, Frankenstein, Frankenstein's monster, etc. Some movies do it really well with a creative new take, a feel, a vibe for it, the energy, some humor, some not. I mean, Young Frankenstein is a classic. I'm saying all this because we're here to discuss Renfield. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen it. Welcome to I Just Watched. I'm Joseph. I already was hesitant just watching the trailers. I didn't really care for Dracula's design, and immediately from the trailers, it was feeling like Jamie Foxx's and Dave Franco's vampire comedy that we got on Netflix, which I thought was lackluster. I thought the concept, the idea behind that movie on Netflix was spectacular, and I would have loved that concept to be a little bit more serious, less slapstick in your face, ha ha ha. Saying that because I got that feeling from Renfield just from the trailers. It was going to be your slapstick in your face, ha ha ha, over the top. And that's exactly what I got. I didn't think any of the humor was funny. None of it stood out to me. This movie's very forgettable. The design for Dracula seems like a giant spoof. If this movie is a spoof or was meant to be a spoof, I missed that because this movie didn't feel like it was purposely a spoof, like, Scary Movie or others along those lines. It felt like a movie that was taking itself serious in a world that is real, exists, and is serious with comedy. However, the whole thing felt like a spoof on itself because, yes, there's comedy in it, but it's all in your face. It's all, please laugh at me. Isn't this funny? Look at our Dracula. He's funny looking. Nicolas Cage is being a weird, wacky Dracula. Ha ha ha. Come watch this. Homeboy who played Beast is this depressed familiar who has powers, but he's weak, but then he's not weak, and then it's over the top with the stunts, the unnecessary gore. Like, nothing, all that didn't serve a purpose. It was like, look, we're gonna go over the top, we're gonna have blood everywhere and splatter and effects and this big spectacle, and you're gonna love it, you're gonna enjoy this movie. And I didn't like any of it. I mean, Aquafina was just forgettable as well. Her character was just okay. Even that connection they try to make to why she feels like a failure, why she works so hard, because she feels betrayed by that police force that she calls home. They betrayed her family and such. So you can see they were trying to develop her character, but at the same time, they didn't really do anything with it. Even the point of the film was understanding your own power and not letting other people bully you or walk all over you falls lackluster to another pointless joke, and it happens throughout this movie. Glad I didn't watch this in theater. Without question, unwatchable. I am not a fan of this movie whatsoever. I think the effects were cheap. The idea was whack. At least the Jamie Foxx one on Netflix had a good concept, and I would have loved to see that concept done in a more serious tone. This movie, I'd just be happy if it was never done at all. And I say that I'm a fan of Nicolas Cage. I grew up watching him, dude. Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, Face Off. Was it Leaving Las Vegas? Like, this man can act. He's a great actor and talented. I'm a fan of his. This is that wackiness that we talk about when you have to make a churro of a movie. Overall, pura mierda. I didn't like it. 10 out of 10. Would not recommend. Honestly, one of the worst movies of the year for me. I'm not going into so much detail because the movie was so forgettable. I don't care to remember any of it. The one thing I remember that stood out to me was towards the end. The main female villain mob boss's son, who's a complete klutz and an idiot, he becomes a familiar, but he's like really hard to beat. But then you have Beast, I forget his name, I apologize, who's the original familiar. Then you take out like 5 familiars, easy peasy lemon squeezy, no problemo. And those were heavy hitters. Those were people who were supposed to fight and be those guys, those henchmen. And then you get to the klutz, who's an idiot, who can't do anything right. He's a walking gag reel, and you're struggling. It didn't make sense to me. You didn't set that up. It would have been different if you would have changed the character from the jump and started developing him in that direction. I want your thoughts. Have you seen it? Did you see it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you like the movie? Like I said, no bueno. Basura. Garbage. Okay? Don't watch it. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. Don't waste your time. Please. Watch anything else. But I love hearing from you. Comments, questions, concerns. I want to hear your thoughts. How'd you feel about the movie? If you agree, if you disagree, again, let me know. But until next time, stay safe, be well, y con mucho amor. Adios.